Thank you for joining us again. Ooh, um, we left off talking about, going to talk about loving yourself. Loving yourself is a holy weapon against pain. We promised that we're going to tackle pain from all angles. Well, what we're starting with is that childhood pain. But one of the things that has worked for me is loving myself. It took me time. It took me time. I think even up to today, there are certain times when I project my love to other people more than I do to myself. But I know when I'm going too far to stop. But that has been a journey in my life. I shared with you that my childhood was joyous. But I had two things I was missing. That is my mom and my dad. And you won't believe what this does to a child. The questions that come when they start to understand, putting the puzzles together and saying, that's what happened to me. And I told you I became so playful. I did all things. My uncle was my hero, taking me places, starting to do things in the neighborhood. That all I think both of us were going through a certain level of pain, but we could not explain it. As children, there are certain things we cannot explain, but we can act. So you could see some behaviors in your child and you think, we never had this, but why is my child behaving like this? I think you need to sit down and try to understand. But one of the greatest weapons we have is self-love. What does the Bible say about this? Many of us have interpreted it in a different way. But I want to read in Mark 12, chapter 30, verse 31. And this is how it reads. Let me start with 29. Jesus answered him, the first of all commandments is, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, and with all your strength. This is the first commandment. And verse 31, and the second like it is, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. There's no other commandment greater than this. Okay. The first one, I'm talking about Christians, those who have sinned and had God and accepted Him as their Lord and Savior. The first commandment, if we're going to succeed, is love your God with everything in you, with your mind, your soul, your heart, your strength, everything. And once we can do that, God starts to speak in us. God starts to take care of the wounds, of the pain, of anything that, any residue, I will call it, that is not of His. But some of us have remained in this pain because we have not loved our God as we should. How? we need to surrender everything to God by telling Him that I have nothing mine now. Everything is yours. So the decisions we take, how we live our life, all belongs to God. You understand? And so then, that's how we come to the second one. We cannot do the second commandment if we have not done the first one. So it's so important to know who God is. How do we love Him with all our soul, with all our mind, with everything in us, with all our strength? Imagine if you're going to push a car. You use all your strength to push it. That is the much strength you need to love your God. Does it mean you sleep in church? I didn't say you sleep in church. But with everything within you, if you dedicate to your God. Does it mean you don't work? You don't do nothing because you love God? No. If you have a child, you love your child. If you have a mom, you love your mom. But you sleep in their bed because you love them. But you would do anything for your child. You would do anything if somebody touched your mom or touched your dad. That is what you should do first to God. That there are certain things you will not do because our Father requests it. There are certain places you will not go to. That is loving. Loving has a sacrifice in it. So if you sacrifice everything you have for God, healing is starting. Because He knows now that there is somebody that loves me with all their heart, with all their mind, with all their soul and strength. Yes? All right. Let us continue with that in our next series. And God bless you.